Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Here's a headline from the Crypto Basic. XRP bulls target $2.50 as weekly chart shows critical breakout potential. And so I would absolutely love to see that. I know that's not quite an all-time high, but just to get the party started here, because we haven't seen a price that high since 2018. You know, XRP last market cycle peaked at $2. There's also this headline. Here are four main reasons XRP could hit $10 this bull season. Okay, so I got some thoughts and commentary on this topic here. I absolutely buy into the idea that XRP very reasonably could get anywhere in that range. I think that's, if anything, maybe that's conservative. Like that seems very reasonable. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm not making a price prediction. I'm just telling you my subjective opinion is that doesn't sound crazy at all. Look at what happens in terms of price action in crypto in bull markets. If a coin's going to run, it's like history is replete with examples of things getting absolutely insane, and with XRP specifically, but tons of other coins. Absolutely, it's certainly well within the realm of possibility here. But so I got a perspective from several XRP chart analysts I want to run through with you. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Let's start with perspective from chart analyst Rakesh Upadhyay, who writes for Cointelegraph. And I just found this fascinating because almost 100% of what he's saying here, I keep seeing from a ton of different XRP chart analysts. So if it sounds like in recent days, there's a lot of broken record type stuff here where it just repeats it. Well, that's because that's what is being stated. This is what's important right now in this particular moment. And so I'll just say this. When I see analysts talking about any coin, XRP, Bitcoin, you pick it, when I notice that when I see tons of analysts more or less saying the same thing, there's an increased probability that what they're saying makes a ton of freaking sense. And so we're seeing it on the lower time frame talk, which is pretty much what he's talking about here. But it's also true in terms of higher time frame stuff. There is an acceptance against chart analysts who are not biased against XRP that it's going to blow this market cycle. It's going to absolutely rocket to the upside, hit a new all-time high, and melt faces. But here's what he had to say. The bears pulled XRP below the breakout level of 57 cents, but they could not sustain the lower levels. This suggests aggressive buying on dips. The bulls will try to push the price above 64 cents, setting the stage for a move to 67 cents and later 74 cents. Sellers are expected to defend the 74 cent level with all their might. If the XRP USDT pair, so it'd be XRP priced against Tether, which is equivalent to pricing against the dollar, of course. If that the XRP price against the dollar then pair turns down from 74 cents, it will signal that the range-bound action may continue for a few more days. So, folks, I keep seeing this as well. Just the other day, I can't remember which channel it was off the top of my head now. Maybe it was Love Crypto, but he was saying, honestly, we're probably going to see some serious fireworks this week. And if XRP does start to run, it's just in a matter of days. Like, it could literally double in price. And so he's not saying that part of it, but he is saying, something could happen fast. Within the next few days, we really could see something here. And it's an exciting time to be in crypto as an XRP holder. He then says, the 57 cent to 54 cent zone is expected to act as a strong support on declines. A break below the zone will tilt the advantage in favor of the bears. So that's another thing I keep saying. And you see little discrepancies from analyst to analyst. He said 54 cents. I've seen others say maybe 52 cents, 53 cents. It's the same idea I keep seeing spewed over and over and over again. Which, again, from my experience, just indicates that when you see analysts saying roughly, tons of them saying almost exactly the same thing, there's a good chance what they're saying actually makes a ton of freaking sense. That's just been my experience. There's this post from chart analyst Nick, Crypto Crusader, and it's a little bit of a warning, but nothing terrible or scary so far as I'm concerned. XRP's not going to go up in a straight line. It just won't. And there can be massive corrections even in a mega bull run. I mean, think about 2017 when XRP went from half a penny to just a few months later. It went up to like 42 cents or so, and then it cratered back down. Ultimately, I can't remember how low it got. But over the next 6 months, at points, it was probably below 20 cents even. I'd have to look at a chart to see exactly how low it got. But the point is, that's a massive move, losing probably over half of its value after ramping up that high in a bull market. But you know, you had to wait half a year, the rally wasn't over. No, 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 no. It continued. The best was at the very end, when in December it went from about 20 cents to almost $4. So anyway, here's what Nick Crypto Crusader said. I wouldn't mind if XRP took the liquidity from the recent high and the 70-cent range before filling that fair value gap around 44 to 51 cents. RSI and stochastic RSI are both nearing an area where I would start to become cautious. Let's see what happens this week, but I wouldn't be overly bullish until we close above 75 cents on the daily. And there you go. See, Rakesh Upade's talking. He said 74 cents. Nick Crypto Crusader, perfect example here, 75 cents. We're splitting hairs at that point. That part is a similar idea. So even though he's warning, yeah, we could be seeing potentially some downside, I'm seeing that from a lot of analysts too. Here's a post from Chart Analyst Cryptos. XRP weekly closed below critical resistance. We are, however, above the weekly 21 MA, so that is good. But we can expect to see some support retests in the mid to lower 50, so 50-cent region roughly. And again, what do we keep seeing here? That's very similar to what Rakesh Upade was talking about, just for example. Here's chart analyst Credible Crypto out there for talking about XRP. He's got a XRP USD chart here. And by the way, Credible Crypto, he thinks, you know, this market cycle, XRP, he's another one that agrees. XRP is going to go well over $10. I can't remember the range that he was citing. Maybe it was like the $10 to $20 range is what he thinks is most probable. Whatever it is, it's going to be something where you'll be doing a happy dance if he's right. You know, this is life-changing wealth stuff for so many people out there listening right now, if that does happen. But anyway, here he posted, for now we are still in a ranging environment, but if we get 50 cents or below again, which is the green zone for those of you looking on the screen, I'll be interested in a potential trade. And so note that although Credible Crypto, most of his crypto, like he does just hodl it, he is a trader as well. And so he won't be turned off by XRP getting to those types of levels, which again, I do see multiple analysts warning actually could happen. And if it does, it's not something to be fearful about in my mind. A lot of people just view that as an opportunity. And if things are going to get hot and take off and Russell 2000 keeps cranking to the upside and we have expansion in crypto markets and full-blown alt season, that's what matters. Either we're going to get that or we're not. But in the short term, XRP, if it does go down that low, it will not functionally matter. I mean, people will be thrilled they can accumulate at lower prices, but outside of that, it's like, it's not scary. Not at all. Here's the headline from the Crypto Basic I referenced at the outset of the video. XRP bulls target $2.50 as weekly chart shows critical breakout potential. XRP bulls are attempting to breach a critical trendline resistance on the weekly chart, potentially driving prices to $2.50 if successful. And my friends, it's like, I know to some people it sounds impossible when XRP is only, you know, around 60 cents or so, but it only seems that way until suddenly it happens, and then it's suddenly obviously not impossible because it's reality, and these things happen super fast. I've been through many of these over the years. Of course, what it is to hold XRP is mostly boring sideways and downward price action, but I've lived through tons of these, and they're fun and exciting, and we're going to get to enjoy those together, I believe. But don't think it can't happen just because we've been getting tortured in terms of price action for years on end. No, no, no. That's like the fact that that happens is not an indicator that XRP will or won't hit a new all-time high. That isn't. What really matters is expansion of the market. It's not even stuff specific to XRP, although more on that in just a second. Piece continues. XRP bulls are currently attempting to breach a critical trendline resistance on the weekly chart. This resistance level, part of a symmetrical triangle pattern, represents a significant hurdle because a successful breakout could lead to an explosive price increase, according to Captain Fabic. He emphasized that the breakout from this consolidation phase could propel XRP to new heights. Oh yes, and indeed, this is why I was saying it happens fast. I mean, if you look at the symmetrical triangle, like you almost never have to wait for it to get to the damn apex. It breaks before that. And since we are in a bull market, what is favored, to break to the downside or the upside? Well, obviously the upside. You don't have to be a chart guy to understand this. The symmetrical triangle pattern on XRP's weekly chart is characterized by converging trend lines. The upper trend line descends while the lower trend line ascends, indicating a consolidation phase. XRP is nearing the triangle's apex, where the price faces increasing pressure from both trend lines. The upper trend line serves as a crucial resistance level that XRP bulls aim to surpass. If XRP breaks above this trend line, a bullish move is expected, potentially reaching a target of approximately $2.50. This represents a 331.17% increase from the breakout point. Yeah, and so if you think about the last couple cycles, what's kind of exciting is, like, when you see the first major break, it may not go to a new all-time high the first time. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't. Like, you know, the last two cycles, we've had at least two major bursts with a notable gap of months in between them. It happened, like I was just referencing earlier in the video, in 2017. And similarly, last cycle, if you think about XRP finally going from whatever it was, around 20, 25 cents, rocketing in very short order to over 80 cents before a pullback. So there was that, and I believe that was the beginning part of November of 2020, if memory serves. And then it wasn't until April that you saw the cycle high. So there was a big gap. So whatever happens here, it's reasonable to suppose that, as fun as that will be, that won't be the peak. That may not be anyway. Now, especially if you're talking about XRP just hitting that level and not hitting an all-time high, because it's just the idea of XRP, if we're going to have true expansion, the idea of XRP not hitting a new all-time high this cycle is completely absurd to me. I understand why it didn't last cycle with all the SEC nonsense, got it. And on top of that, as some analysts have been pointing out recently, and I've shared on the channel, there's a perspective that, XRP could use, and now has gotten, more time to consolidate because it had an 80,000% move. So some think that perhaps even without the SEC stuff, that XRP wouldn't have hit a new all-time high in 2020 or 2021, even without that. And we'll never know for sure if that's right, obviously. I think the SEC was the bigger factor, but it's a fair enough point. Maybe it did need that much more time to consolidate just because the move was that massive. XRP was the #1 performer in 2017. 80,000% move, literally. So now that we've seen this amount of consolidation, the idea of it finally hitting a new all-time high after all these years, 6.5 years now, that is totally reasonable. And to think that it won't, if we're going to see expansion in the market, that does not compute to me. I won't literally say it's impossible, but in terms of probability, very, very, very low. I think that XRP is going to absolutely rocket to the upside. Here's the headline from the Crypto Basic. Also, here are 4 main reasons XRP could hit $10 this bull season. Okay, as far as hitting $10 or greater, that's well planted in the realm of reality. If anything, perhaps it's even conservative. I don't know. I don't make price predictions. I'm just sharing some thoughts. But as far as the rationale here, I just don't buy into these narratives. And this is just my opinion. You guys can, maybe you'll think that this stuff makes sense. I personally don't. So they rate 4 factors that could trigger XRP's rally to $10. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I want to cite them. The first one they reference is Ripple's IPO. Why the hell would that matter? I understand that Ripple's important to the XRP ecosystem. Why would Ripple going public materially matter in terms of price action for XRP? And so I'll just say this, and I think this applies whatever point they bring up here. What really matters, I'll say again, is expansion in the market. Either the whole market goes and XRP's part of it, or the whole market doesn't go, in which case XRP won't ramp up. And I do believe utility matters and will win the day. So just to be clear here, those cryptocurrencies that are useful attract people like you and me. So we're here first, right? But if you're talking about the major moves, when XRP rockets in price, the utility does not sufficiently matter in those moments. That's a bunch of people that don't know a damn thing about XRP, and they start throwing money at green candles. That's the difference. But yes, those cryptocurrencies like XRP, that's the reason I've been holding it since 2017. It's functionally useful. I do believe utility matters and will win the day. But I'm telling you, and the moments we want where XRP is going to rocket up incredibly quickly, that's not so much about utility. So XRP is sustained through bear markets by people like us, and because we do believe in utility, I think I can broadly state that's probably true for pretty much all of you out there, right? But that's not what matters in terms of the biggest moves. What actually matters is people becoming complete and utter idiots and acting stupid with their hard-earned money just thrown at whatever's running. That's what I'm expecting. So this narrative that Ripple's IPO is going to matter, I don't think that makes a damn bit of sense. Even if for some reason the news breaks and there's a short jump in XRP, which I think would be irrational, even if it does that, that's not what's going to sustain anything higher anyway. That would be a blip on the radar and probably correct back to the downside. That would be my guess anyway. And then they cite the XRP ETF, which I think is an inevitability that's going to come. And I'll certainly happily acknowledge that over a span of years and decades, yes, that would have a material impact on the price of XRP. But in the short term, no. I just don't buy it. I mean, hell, I just mentioned this in my last video, in case you hadn't heard. We got the final approval for the ETH ETF, and ETH is down. And I know when we got word that the SEC was ultimately almost certainly going to approve it, and they took the first steps to do so, it is true, it's fair to state, of course, ETH did go up, but that's not going to be the determining factor of Ethereum hitting a new all-time high or not. And then it corrected back to the downside after that even. So I don't buy into these narratives. It just doesn't make sense. Yes, it materially matters over a very long time period, but if you're talking about this market cycle, which is what the article's talking about here, helping to get to $10, no. I do not buy that. Then they cite the SEC v. Ripple resolution. Okay, well, look, I've acknowledged maybe XRP runs. I mean, this would be the best argument out of any of the four that they're listed if it's going to happen. But I think XRP runs regardless. And because and it already has legal clarity. And so maybe there's some people who are ill-informed and don't understand that XRP is completely safe, and if the news breaks and it's perceived as positive by the broader market on a global scale, maybe it'll cause XRP to run, but it doesn't actually make sense. XRP is already set. We don't have to worry about that. And then the last one they cite is widespread adoption of XRP for cross-border payments. Really, that's what's going to do it. So it hasn't done it the last, 6+ years, but in this moment, it's going to. No, again, the reason it all matters, that the idea that XRP could hit that high, it's because of the entire crypto market going. That's it. Either that happens or it doesn't. If so, XRP's along for the ride. But understand, as far as XRP being a bridge currency here, I hope most of you know this by now, but those transactions are net neutral on price. Do you guys realize that? It's not the case that more and more XRP gets used as a bridge currency and that pushes price up. Not in any sort of mechanical way. Because, yeah, you have a bunch of buying of XRP to use it for that, but then you have equivalent selling in a different market, and then through arbitrage that evens out on a global scale. So you don't ultimately have any sort of increase in XRP price for that happening. The only thing, but it's still net positive. I still think it matters. This is why I say utility matters. More people over a longer time period, the more utility there is, the more people will be attracted to XRP. I do firmly believe that. So it still materially matters. And then also any XRP that's held by market makers, it's whatever's getting used for. Like, it can't be used for anything else in that moment. So if you have more XRP being used on on a massive scale, then yeah, I mean, in theory, it could start to matter in that sense. But I'm just saying, especially at the levels we're at right now, it's not going to matter at all. I do not buy these narratives. I buy the idea that XRP could perhaps hit over $10 this market cycle. That sounds perfectly reasonable to suppose may occur. I think that's fair. I don't buy the narrative. The narrative's crap. And I'm always going to push back on this because it doesn't matter. Like, this stuff doesn't matter for this market cycle specifically. This is not make or break stuff here. Either we have expansion in the market or we don't, but it's not about the details. The typical person isn't going to know what the hell it is that they're buying even. It's chasing green candles. That really is it. You guys let me know what you think, but that's how I feel about it. Either way, look, big picture, the takeaway here is like, XRP is going to be worth an absolute fortune if we're correct. Because I think that we're all counting on roughly the same thing in terms of number go up ultimately, specifically this market cycle. And I've never been so optimistic that we are going to get what we want. We just got to wait a little bit longer, but as long as we have that expansion, like, that's what we really need to care about, not these narratives that I just cited here in this article. What we really need is to see, a greater appetite for riskier assets, including in the stock market and in crypto. If you see an increase in appetite for risk-on assets, yes, that's it. Ding, 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 winner, winner, chicken dinner, that's what will do it. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.